Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Weekly digest for week 5 of May 2026. The potential $500 billion investment by India in US goods is now being closely examined. According to findings from a trade advocacy group, the core underpinnings of the deal are showing signs of instability. This scrutiny follows a recent Supreme Court decision in the US that affects tariff structures, removing some exclusive advantages for specific nations. State-owned Life Insurance Corporation of India or LIC has emerged as the highest profit-making firm in the Indian financial sector in the March quarter, netting a little over Rs 23,400 crore. Even among central public sector enterprises, the corporation maintained the number one position for fourth quarter profit for financial year 26. Indian cement companies anticipate strong growth of 7 to 8% in financial year 27. Government infrastructure projects and housing demand are key drivers. Companies are increasing capital expenditure to support this expansion. Despite rising fuel costs and geopolitical concerns, the sector remains optimistic about its long-term growth trajectory. State-owned Indian Railway Finance Corporation is planning to mobilize $2 billion through external commercial borrowing, primarily in Japanese yen, to fund business growth in the current financial year. The external commercial borrowing or ECB is part of the Rs 70,000 crore resource mobilization plan approved by the Board of Indian Railway Finance Corporation or IRFC for the ongoing financial year. Companies are choosing eco-friendly office designs and materials to push for carbon neutrality goals. Office fit-outs contribute significantly to waste and emissions. Green interiors can lower costs and reduce waste. Circular approaches offer adaptable workspaces. This shift is crucial for long-term value and resilience in India's evolving office market. The Sustainability Reporting Standards Board or SRSB of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has issued an exposure draft on the framework for sustainability assurance engagements and invited public comments and suggestions on the proposed framework till 19th June 2026. The proposed framework aims to provide conceptual guidance regarding sustainability assurance engagements and to establish a foundation for the future development of standards on sustainability assurance or SSA. The initiative is expected to play a significant role in strengthening India's sustainability assurance ecosystem and aligning domestic practices with evolving global expectations. A global AI-led market shift is driving massive foreign capital outflows from India toward East Asia's technology hubs, with overseas investors pulling nearly $24 billion from Indian equities this year. Fueled by the AI boom and a sharp rally in Taiwan's semiconductor manufacturing company, Taiwan has overtaken India as the world's fifth largest stock market, while South Korea is emerging as another strong challenger. India Inc. showed strength in Q4 earnings. However, a Q1 financial year 27 earnings downgrade cycle is now a significant market concern. Elevated crude prices, a weaker rupee, and rising inflation are pressuring corporate profits. Analysts are watching closely to see if companies can absorb these shocks or if a prolonged downgrade cycle will impact foreign investment. India and the US on Tuesday signed a critical minerals and rare earths agreement aimed at strengthening supply chains for key industrial resources used in clean energy, electronics, and defense sectors. The pact comes amid intensifying global efforts to diversify sourcing and reduce dependence on China's dominance in rare earth processing and supplies. India's commercial real estate sector sees strong demand but faces a capital shortage for new projects. Available funds can only support a fraction of future office and warehousing needs. This gap presents a significant opportunity for investors. Experts suggest increased participation from domestic pension funds and insurers, along with simplified foreign investor taxation, can boost capital flows. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has indicated the government is ready to listen to stock market investors. Concerns regarding long-term capital gains and short-term capital gains taxes are being considered. The minister emphasized openness to feedback on taxation matters. This comes amid market volatility and discussions on investor sentiment. The government is engaging with stakeholders on market-related tax issues. Japanese automaker Toyota Motors Indian unit plans to set up a global BizIntel hub at Queen City or KWIN City, the Karnataka government's flagship urban development project coming up between Dabaspete and Doddabalapura with an initial investment of Rs 1,200 crore over 5 years. The 300-acre facility will focus on vehicle manufacturing, testing and advanced automobile production, creating approximately 200 jobs. This marks the major first investment for the Queen City project. The Reserve Bank of India has introduced new rules for urban cooperative banks. Directors can now serve for a maximum of 10 years. Following this, a mandatory 3-year cooling off period is required before reappointment. This measure aims to prevent directors from circumventing tenure limits. The new directions are effective immediately, ensuring better governance in these financial institutions. Baiju Ravindran, founder of the failed Indian tech firm Byju's, has been sentenced to 6 months in jail by a Singapore court for contempt. The court found he disobeyed multiple orders concerning his assets. This latest setback comes as foreign investors, including Qatar Investment Authority, pursue him globally to recover losses. Global firms are bringing more work in-house at their India centers. Artificial intelligence is boosting productivity. This reduces reliance on outsourcing partners. Companies are moving beyond cost-focused roles. They are now owning core functions like engineering and product development. This shift reflects a structural change in how multinationals use their India operations. Investments in in-house talent are increasing. JK Tyre plans a massive Rs 4,900 crore investment by financial year 2030 to expand its production capacity. This significant outlay signals strong confidence in future demand across vehicle segments. The company is already undertaking a Rs 1,130 crore expansion. This strategic move aims to increase capacity by nearly a fourth, with a focus on passenger car radial tires. Banks are facing difficulties settling claims when multiple people are nominated on accounts. This is causing operational problems for financial institutions. They are now seeking guidance from the Reserve Bank of India. Existing rules allow up to 4 nominees. Issues arise when nominees do not claim jointly. Courts have also added to the confusion with differing judgments. Micron Technology briefly crossed the $1 trillion market capitalization mark for the first time on Tuesday, marking a dramatic milestone in the artificial intelligence-driven rally that has transformed the US memory chip maker into one of Wall Street's biggest winners. While Nvidia has dominated investor attention through its AI graphics processors, Micron has emerged as a major beneficiary through its high bandwidth memory and storage chips that help AI systems store, process and transform enormous amounts of data. MobiKwik has received in-principle approval from the Reserve Bank of India or RBI for a payment aggregator physical PAP license, giving the fintech firm a regulatory foothold to expand its payments business among offline merchants. Once the final license is granted, the company will be able to broaden its acceptance network across brick-and-mortar businesses, a segment that remains a key battleground for India's digital payments providers. Venture capital and private equity funds invested $2.7 billion across 83 deals in April, as rupee depreciation amid geopolitical tensions weighed on investor sentiment. The bets were around 50% lower than in the year-ago period and in the preceding month of March 2026. From a number of deals perspective, April 2026 saw 83 transactions, a 29-month low and much lower than 134 in the year-ago period and 131 in March this year. The UK government is set to block any move by Indian billionaire Sunil Bharti Mittal to increase his stake in telecom giant British Telecom or BT beyond 25%. Officials cite the need to maintain sovereign control over critical national infrastructure, emphasizing this is not personal but a matter of national resilience. Bharti first acquired a major stake in BT in 2024 after purchasing a 24.5% shareholding from Altis founder Patrick Drahi, becoming one of the telecom company's key strategic investors. India's hotel transaction market is poised for a record year, potentially reaching nearly $1 billion in sales despite global uncertainties. This surge follows a significant 67% year-on-year increase in 2025 and a strong first quarter in 2026, placing India among the top APAC investment destinations for the first time. Global Capability Centers or GCCs will maintain fresher hiring momentum, boosting their intake by 12% this fiscal year. This contrasts with an overall subdued market for fresher hiring in India's IT services sector, according to a Teamly study. Notably, overall IT services sector fresher pay is expected to stay unchanged in financial year 27, while those of entry-level staff for conventional skills will rise, reflecting a widening of compensation gap. Annual entry-level salaries at GCCs are projected to surge about 50% to Rs 7.5 lakh this fiscal. Fresher pay for IT services firms will stagnate at Rs 4.5 lakh. A recent survey reveals that only 29% of Indian employees are satisfied with their current pay, with 81% planning to seek salary hikes in the next 12 months due to rising living costs. Millennials show the strongest intention to ask for raises, and Indian employees expect higher increases than the global average. The report stated that the cost of living continues to remain one of the top work-related concerns globally in 2026 and is the second biggest concern among Indian employees after fears around job being replaced by technology. With all eyes on the crucial Tata Trust meeting scheduled for June 8th and the Tata Sons board meeting on June 12th, the centre is quietly nudging the leadership of the Tata Group to resolve internal differences and avoid the ongoing uncertainty at the top of India's largest conglomerate. The government's concern stems from growing tensions within Tata Trust and Tata Sons over governance, succession planning, and the future direction of the group. India is fast becoming the technology engine room for some of America's biggest airlines. As carriers race to modernize systems, build AI tools, and strengthen cybersecurity, they are also expanding their teams in cities like Hyderabad, where global capability centers, once seen only as back-office units, are now handling critical business and innovation work. American Airlines wants to double the size of its Hyderabad Tech Center to nearly 800 employees by early 2027. India is updating its mobile phone production incentive scheme. The new plan targets over 55% domestic value addition. It will also link with component manufacturing schemes. This aims to boost local sourcing of crucial parts. The government wants to reduce reliance on imports for high-value components. This move follows concerns about current import dependence. The Indian government is exploring a significant policy shift. It may permit corporate investments in multidisciplinary partnership firms. This move aims to strengthen their financial base. The goal is to foster large domestic firms capable of competing with global giants. This initiative seeks to enhance India's presence in the international auditing and consultancy market. A final decision is expected soon. Artificial intelligence company Anthropic said Thursday it had raised $65 billion in new funding round that values the Claude maker at $965 billion, putting it on the cusp of a $1 trillion valuation ahead of an expected IPO. The latest fundraising round confirms Anthropic's place as one of the most significant players in AI, having made its name by doubling down on delivering generative AI to enterprise clients rather than general users. the path initially chosen by arch-rival OpenAI, the maker of ChatGPT. India has become the world's largest rice producer, surpassing China. Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said Thursday, as the government unveiled a nationwide contingency plan ahead of the crucial Kharif sowing season amid fears of a weak monsoon and increasing climate risks. Government and state lawmakers have agreed to impose GST on online gaming. This tax will apply retrospectively to curb unregulated wagering. Courts previously struggled to differentiate between games of skill and chance. This move aims to regulate the industry and address concerns about money laundering. The focus is on real money games, with other segments to be addressed later. India's electric car and two-wheeler demand has nearly doubled. High fuel prices are driving consumers to switch. This surge has created a significant demand-supply imbalance. Companies are struggling to meet orders. Suppliers face manpower shortages and supply chain disruptions. This is impacting production capacity for electric vehicles across the country. Indian banks are among the most exposed lenders in the Asia-Pacific region, according to a report by Moody's. This is due to country's heavy dependence on energy imports from West Asia. The disruption around the Strait of Hormuz is pushing oil prices higher and increasing inflationary pressures, raising interest rates and weakening borrowers' repayment capacity in India. India's non-bank lenders face particular pressure given their large exposure to unsecured retail loans where asset quality deterioration is expected, Moody's said. Is set to introduce a new territorial security concept. A quadrangular security grid will be established involving the public, civil administration, local police and military alongside the BSF. Advanced technology like drones and radars will fortify borders. This initiative aims to create a robust security system, deterring any attempts to breach India's frontiers. India's semiconductor ambitions got a fresh boost with the signing of a tripartite memorandum of understanding between the Odisha government, Intel Corporation and US-based 3D Glass Solutions Inc. or 3DGS on May 29th to establish an advanced packaging glass core substrate manufacturing facility in the state. The development comes as India sharpens its focus on strategic technologies including semiconductors, artificial intelligence and electronics manufacturing amid rising geopolitical competition and growing demand for resilient global supply chains. China's SAIC Motor is selling an additional 10% stake in its Indian car venture JSW MG Motor to local partner JSW Group. This move will elevate JSW to the largest shareholder, granting it greater operational control. SAIC's decision stems from India's investment curbs, hindering expansion plans despite previous stake dilution. Prices of everyday products are set to increase. Companies face rising raw material costs, leading to hikes in smaller product sizes. Food, beverage, home and personal care items will be affected. This trend is expected in the coming months. Companies are using price increases and cost savings to manage. Retail inflation may impact buying habits. Gross margins are under pressure. The Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India or IRDAI has amended the Master Circular on Corporate Governance for Insurers 2024 with immediate effect to strengthen the governance framework relating to remuneration of key management persons or KMPs. The amendments introduce enhanced disclosure obligations, mandatory performance assessment parameters, and stronger alignment of remuneration structures with policyholder outcomes and risk management objectives. The Department of Financial Services or DFS, Ministry of Finance, launched the Common Landing Portal for Unclaimed Financial Assets, developed in collaboration with PSB Alliance, to facilitate easier access to information relating to unclaimed financial assets. The portal, accessible at https://www.unclaimedassets.portal.in, serves as a unified platform providing access to search facilities relating to unclaimed bank deposits, insurance claims, shares, dividends and mutual funds available across the financial ecosystem. This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.